Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Oh, yeah.
It's time for Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here is your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Welcome in on what is a gorgeous Hump Day Wednesday, closing in on the end of June. Hard to believe, time just seems to go so fast. It won't be long, and we've got the 4th of July. I mean, that's right around the corner next week. Hope you are enjoying your summer. We may have seen the end of an era at Wimbledon yesterday. Serena Williams, now 40, not in the best of shape, but still the possessor of so many incredible shots and such a great way to win. Had a chance to serve out in the third set and win the first-round match against a Frenchman named Tan, who is an Asian woman who really got tough in the end. Even Tan fell behind 4-love in the tiebreak. You got to get to 10 in the tiebreak in the third set in Wimbledon. That's the way they do it. Even when she was down 4-love, Tan just started hitting great shots. And she decided to take pace off the ball and make Serena move a little bit more, who was exhausted after the first. Somehow she was able to hang in, but in the end, it was Tan who knocked off Serena Williams. So I don't know. I hope she plays in the U.S. Open. She did not say in her post-match press conference she wouldn't be back at Wimbledon. I hope she does. She hadn't played since last year's Wimbledon, so she hadn't played competitive tennis in a year. I don't think you can get really game fit if you're not playing in that kind of competitive atmosphere. So maybe this is the beginning. She gets a little bit better shape. Maybe she makes a little bit of a run at the U.S. Open, but she loses in the first round. It could be the last time we ever see her at Wimbledon. I certainly hope not. This story, J-Bo, I know you know about this. Catherine Harrison, who is now 28 years old and is better known as a doubles player because she's won a UTA doubles match. But the young lady went to elementary school at St. George's. She won her first-round match yesterday.
She did. She was a year older than me. She's a St. George's Griffin alum. I'm going to claim her at least, even though she really was, a really good tennis player at a young age and was doing that most of her youth and everything. But a first-round win yesterday, really big win for her. And it's exciting to see a native Memphian, you could call her, do some big things at Wimbledon.
Well, and there was one other player who played well at Wimbledon, and that was Ryan Peniston, the former Tiger. Remember in the Queen's Cup thing, he won a first-round match. He's a wild card guy here. He won his first-round match yesterday. So pretty good Memphis representation at Wimbledon. I mentioned, or I didn't get to it, but the NBA is starting to heat up with deals. Free agency, we know, starts tomorrow. So, JMO, deal already sort of done here where Denver and Washington exchange players. I don't know why the Nuggets are in such a hurry to get rid of Will Barton, but they're sending Will Barton and Monty Norris to the Wizards for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Ish Smith. If this deal goes through and he plays for the Wizards, you told me this. I can't believe it. This will be his 13th NBA franchise?
13th franchise. If he plays one game for Denver, it'll be his 13th franchise played for, including the Grizz in that span, and has an unbelievable assist-to-turnover ratio, 4-1 for his career as a backup point guard. That's the kind of things that will get you to be an NBA journeyman and play for 13 franchises, I suppose.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I mean, if you every 5 possessions you make a good pass and not a turnover, and only one turnover, that's pretty impressive for sure. I can't imagine that, though. 13, there's only 30 franchises. He's almost played for half the teams in the NBA.
And played well for him, too, which is even more impressive that so many teams – I guess it's more teams are willing to get him than they are willing to get rid of him and have him play for a little period of time. I guess that's how you get all the way up to 13.
Yeah. I know the Knicks have just not been well run. I mean, look, they haven't won an NBA title since that great team with Walt Frazier, Dave DeBusschere, Willis Reed, Jerry Lucas. It's been a long time, and I don't know what they're doing here. Did you see they made a deal yesterday trying to get more money to clear cap space so they can get Jalen Brunson? I really think a lot of Jalen Brunson's success is because of Luka Doncic. There's not going to be a Luka Doncic in New York. Do you think Jalen Brunson is worth the kind of money the Knicks are trying to get for him?
I honestly, to be honest with you, I struggle with knowing what a guy's worth and how much he's played. I know one thing, at least from this perspective, is if I was a team looking for a point guard and Jalen Brunson's available, I would really do everything in my power to get him. I've liked him since he was in college. I know he was small and a 4-year player, and that's why he fell in the draft a little bit. But this guy has been incredible every time I've seen him play. I think Dallas should unload. I know they just don't have the cap space to work with to do this, but I think they should drop the bank to keep Jalen Brunson, and I have no problem with the Knicks doing the same thing. But the Pistons get some more good players to go along with a good draft they had as well.
Yeah, they are going to be a team, I think, that's really going to be good. Jalen Duren, I think, is going to flourish there. And, there were rumors they were going to go after DeAndre Ayton, the Phoenix Post player. Maybe they felt Duren was good enough that they could actually move him at least for some significant minutes in his rookie year.
Maybe so. It could certainly be it. And, it's hard to say. It seems from the Knicks' perspective to be a clear cap space move. I'm still holding out. I'm not really a Mavs fan or a Knicks fan for that matter, but I'm still kind of holding out hope that the Mavericks will be able to re-sign Brunson. It seems very slim, if no chance at all at this point, but I really hope he doesn't leave Dallas.
Forget it. He's leaving Dallas. He's going to go to New York. He's going to get a lot of money. I don't think there's any question. All right, last thing on the NBA I thought was really interesting. I don't know if you saw this, but Ja Morant says that the Memphis Grizzlies don't have rivals. He does not think the Golden State Warriors, with all the trash talking that they did after the championship was done, bringing up Memphis after the championship, which looked a little petty, but nonetheless, he did that. And you go back, it was Golden State knocked out Memphis first round this year. Remember the year before, the play-in games, and Memphis knocked out Golden State in Golden State to get into postseason play, way ahead of schedule, and how embarrassing that was for Golden State. How can you not say that is not a rivalry? I don't know if it's as good because they went further, they were in the same division. The old Oak City, Memphis, the floppers and the hate that was there, and Steven Adams and Zebo getting into it. That was maybe their best rivalry. Better. But this one now is, in my mind, a rivalry. He goes, there are no rivalries. We only focus on ourselves. You buy that?
I don't know if I buy it. That is a good attitude to have, though, I will say. That if you're going to be a player, and I guess if you're trying to say all the right things, you do have to focus on yourself. If I was his coach, I would love that answer so much. However, I do understand what you're saying. It seems like at the very least, the fan bases have started some sort of rivalry, which is good enough for me, maybe, but maybe not good enough for the players. And maybe Ja's just trying to say the right thing as well.
I guess he is, but I can't imagine how the way Dylan Brooks talked to them about here we come, and as long as Brooks stays on the team, and I think now he's going to, I think you got a rivalry, and who was it on our airwaves that predicted, and I think they're spot on here. They predicted that Christmas Day, Memphis, Golden State, book it. It'll be on national TV. Our friend Jason Munz, the Tiger beat writer for the Commercial Appeal, has done a very interesting story going back. And basically, the premise of his story is this, JMO. It's a little like me. The Tigers are old. Their average of experience, which is a big departure from the last couple of years, average playing experience is 3.09 years. We'll round up to 10th. How about that? 3 1/10 years of collegiate experience. That, by the way, is the oldest team in the NCAA, according to Munzie, in 11 years, more than a decade. Last year, you have any idea that the Tigers were 253rd in the country in experience? Do you know how many years of collegiate experience last year's team had? I just told you this one's got 3 1/10.
I would guess somewhere in the range of two, maybe less than that, maybe 1 point something.
1.23, so less than 1 1/4. That's pretty amazing. And the year before that, when there was nobody who'd played before, that was .046, less than half a year of college experience. That was 350th in the NCAA that year.
It's
11 years ago, there was 3+ years of experience. Yeah?
It just seems to me like that's a huge learning curve that's been made by Penny Hardaway in this case, and I love that's the decision he's made and what he's learned from the teams he's coached, because I feel like all the fan base and you included, Dave, have probably come to the same conclusion that we need some experience and players that have played a little more college basketball than the ones they've been having.
Well, I believe that's the way the NCAA is going to be now because of the transfer portal with NIL. I mean, if you're a guy who's a pretty good player around a couple of years and you're thinking, you know what, maybe I'll try to become a two-way guy, or, you know, worse, I'll go over to England or I'll go over to Germany and I'll play there and make, a couple $100,000. Well, now, if you're a really good player and critical to a team, like, let's say, DeAndre Williams, and you get enough NIL money, it's worth staying at home. And you look at him, he'll be 26 years old at some point during next season, right? He's going to be older than most of the Grizzlies. So that experience absolutely comes in handy. You go from 1.23 years of experience to 3/10. That is good. And these are good guys. They've been players of the year or sixth man of the year in their conference. So it's going to be terrific. Last time, 11 years ago, there was a ball club that had 3+ years of experience. It was Eric Musselman's Nevada Wolfpack. That year, they started off 24-1. I think they were one and done as a 7 seed, but they started off 24-1. Pretty good. Oh, and speaking of Tigers, the average age this year will be 22.5 years of age. Last year was 20.7. So they're almost 2 years older per man. Is interesting. Hansel Emmanuel, remember him? He was the guy, a YouTube sensation, one-arm guy.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I didn't at first, but now that you say who he was, I absolutely do.
Yeah. If you look at his videos, it's phenomenal how good he is. He put out his final list. It is the weirdest final list that I've ever seen. Okay, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
He's got overtime elite. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the overtime elite league is.
Dave, did we lose you? It sounds like we might have lost Dave there. I'll try and buy some time for him for a second until we can maybe make another connection with him when he comes back here. He's talking about
right, a couple $100,000. That's what the G League elite, the overtime elite is.
Dave, you're back. I can hear you again now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When we take the break, I think I'll reestablish and go to the phone. How many times have I broken up?
That was
just out of curiosity.
That was really the first time you've broken up for an elongated period of time. It's been a little spotty every now and again, but that's really the first time you've broken up there. And now maybe the second time, it sounds like. Oh, we can hear you again now, Dave.
Oh, you can? Okay. I'll tell you what. Let's take a little early break here.
Okay.
And then I'll reestablish on the phone. My new technology is backfiring on me once again. I'll let you know this portion of the show is brought to you by the good folks from Grind City Brewing. I love Grind City Brewing, and I love Poppy's Pills. It's what's the doctor ordered, right? The Pills is really a Pilsner. Light, crisp, refreshing, ultra crushable is what my kids like to say. Of course, it's made right here in Memphis at that beautiful brewery right down. Looks over the M Bridge. It is available in 6-packs or 15-packs on a hot summer day. After you've played golf or mowed the lawn or worked on your pool, you will love this refreshing Pilsner. Best enjoyed ice cold. No, it comes from right here. It's the best from Grind City. It's Poppy's Pills. And our title sponsor, as always, it's Homer Skelton Hyundai in Olive Branch. That is where you will never pay more than sticker price on any new car. You know, the new cars, they're coming in at a slow pace, but steady pace now. We'll get more and more as they come in. Some dealerships take advantage of the laws of supply and demand. I know. They do. They don't do that at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Chris True, he understands taking care of customers means they come back, and they do. And they love flocking to the corner of Craft Road, first exit in Mississippi off Highway 78. You go there, you'll never pay more than sticker price, and you'll be taken care of at Homer Skelton Hyundai. We'll pause. When we come back, a couple other stories we might delve into. Then we make golf picks with Mickey Barker from Memphis City Golf and Johnny Lyon. That's all coming your way in just a minute.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports56 WHBQ.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
If you have damage to your home and have your insurance carrier involved, you need a great contractor. You also need a team that has seen claims of all shapes and sizes, residential or commercial. After our inspection, we'll share our findings and give you our professional opinion. Some people say you get what you pay for. However, our opinion is free. Trust the name you can depend on, like the tens of thousands of families Brian and I have served over the past 20 years here in the Mid-South. Brian Elder Roofing. We'll measure your roof from outer space and share our team's experience for your property and claim. Repaired roofs, replacement roofs, big roofs, tiny roofs, insurance roofs, flat roofs, TPO roofs, asphalt roofs, tile roofs, slate roofs, metal roofs. If your roof needs some love, call me. 901-867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing and Contracting.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
On July 1st, Chris Pratt stars in The Terminal List.
Lieutenant Commander James Reese, can you outline the details of your mission?
It was a setup. They knew we were coming.
Nothing in this file adds up.
From Antoine Fuqua, director of Training Day.
Answers or blood? Blood. Stay off my list.
The Terminal List. New series, July 1st on Prime Video.
In the alley since 1948, the world-famous Rendezvous. John, it's so good to see everything kind of getting back to normal.
Brett, we've done a lot of ads before, but maybe it's time for me to do a recap. We have valet parking at the end of our alley on Monroe. On Fridays and Saturdays, we give away our wonderful red beans and rice until it runs out. And you know we like to do things local. Miss Barbara Jackson of O Taste and See has been making these wonderful chess and pecan pies. That's pecan, not pecan, and key lime pies for dessert. And we just started serving this wonderful gelato from Sweet Magnolia Gelato Company. And just to remind everybody, you don't eat cheese and sausage with a knife and fork. You take a cracker, you put sausage on it, you put a piece of cheese on it, a little mustard or a little sauce, take a bite and chase it with the pickle. Brett, we've always been the place for all gatherings, whether they're corporate, rehearsal dinners, retirement parties, birthday parties, whatever. We seat anywhere from 20 people to 250 people. And oh, by the way, we are now open for lunch from 11 o'clock on Tuesday through Saturday. Come see us at the Rendezvous.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Now, back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Welcome back in. New technology can sometimes burn you. The Family Leisure Studios, by the way, has moved. It's at Old Waverly in Mossy Oak, that gem that is down in Mississippi, in West Point, Mississippi. I'm actually looking out at the 10th green of Mossy Oak. What a beautiful day it is here. What a beautiful day it might be for you to play golf in Memphis. Or maybe you want to go to Family Leisure. Get that pool. I heard a new hot tub was secured by one Eli Savoy, and I bet you he took advantage of the vacation at home sale. If he, I think he's installing it. I'm not 100% certain, but if he is, he's saving $500 or $1,000 actually on that. You can save $500 on trampolines. I know that for a fact. Right now, they'll deliver. If you pick it up yourself, that hot tub, you save $1,000, $1,500 if you can do that with a pool, and they got that patio furniture priced down. We love staying at home for the 4th of July. And they are trying to really make it easy for you at Family Leisure with the vacation at home sale at I-40 and Whidden Road. One last story, and then we will chat with our friends Mickey Barker and Johnny Lyon and make some golf picks from the John Deere. But I found this interesting. Freddie Freeman has fired his agents. You know, he was the longtime star in Atlanta. A lot of people were surprised he left Atlanta, and now he's telling his former Braves teammates. He hasn't said this to the press yet, but he's got these guys at Excel Sports. They got him a 6-year, $162 million deal, but a lot of it's deferred money. $57 million of it is deferred, and the Braves had offered $140 million. But there was a miscommunication with him at the end, and they may have gone and upped their deal, but that 140 may have actually been worth more in regular dollars. And so Freeman, finding this out later, is not very happy with his agents. Hard, I would think, to know that you're going to end up with $162 million at the end of a period of time. It's a 6-year deal, but I don't know what the deferred money backs it up to. But it's hard to believe you'd be upset with that. But if they miscommunicated with the Braves, then I could understand that. I think, J-Mo, we were all a little surprised that Freeman was not loved by his teammates, especially Acuna.
Yeah, it seems like with Acuna, it was more of like a, he's the leader of the clubhouse. The Braves have rules, and Acuna's, I love Ronald Acuna, but he seems kind of like a, upstart, hotshot kind of guy. He likes it his way and not necessarily the organization's way. And also Freddie Freeman, when you hear him talk about the Braves, he's such an emotional guy, and I think he truly loves the franchise and Atlanta itself. And I think he, maybe that has something to do with firing his agent as well, the emotion of it all. Maybe he's a little bit upset with his agents weren't as forthright with him as he would have liked.
Yeah, it's was shocking he left, and it wasn't shocking when you heard some of the stories, and now here's the third chapter in all this. I think if Freddie Freeman were to take it all over, he probably wouldn't have left Atlanta, but we'll never know for sure. We're going to make some golf picks with our friend, the head of City Golf, Mickey Barker, Johnny Lyon, former editor and publisher of Mid-South Golfer, and has been a general manager of golf courses along the way. He is our leader. But first, I will tell you, this portion of the show is brought to you by the sweetest thing in Memphis. There's no question. It's the sweetest thing in Memphis. It's Dinstall's. And with the 4th of July coming, my friend Becky Dinstall is always reminding me, some people get lonely on 4th of July. They miss home. They get fireworks everywhere, but you can't get Dinstall's. If you were to send Cashew Crunch never melts. You can send that. You'll be the hit of anybody's away from Memphis life if you were to send them that. Or if you're going to a party this 4th of July, the raspberries, the strawberries, all chocolate covered, it's the perfect way to get refreshed. They're the strawberries. Nobody can make strawberries like that because nobody's got the fondant like Dinstall's. Dinstall's, 5 locations in Memphis, the true taste, sweet taste of the Mid-South. It is our signature sweet taste. There's no doubt about it. And you can get it downtown. You can get it in Collierville. You can get it in Germantown. You can get it in my neck of the woods, Laurelwood, or you can find Dinstall's where they make the candy at Pleasant View. Make this 4th of July sweet with Dinstall's. So here's the order that we will pick. JMO with just about $3 million, a little shy of that. I have surpassed Mickey. So Mickey Barker now with about $4,456,000. I got $4,496,000. Mickey, I'm ahead of you by $40,000. Johnny leading the way, $6 million. We are in hot pursuit. Both of them, I think, join us now. I certainly hope for. Who gets the most eyeballs this week? The LIV tournament in Portland, the Scottish Open, or the John Deere in Illinois, in Silva, Illinois? Let's start with Johnny Lyon. Who gets more eyeballs?
I would have to say the John Deere, I guess. I mean, it gets more TV coverage and brings back some good memories of David Gossett.
Oh, yeah. He won that tournament. Let's face it, this is not a premier tournament because a lot of people are already going over the big pond for the British Open, the Open Championship, which takes place in a couple of weeks. The highest-rated golfer in this tournament is Webb Simpson. Now, there is no TV for the LIV. You can watch it on your computer. But, Mickey, do you think that gets more interest than the John Deere or the Scottish Open?
I don't think so. I think the Scottish will get a lot of publicity from the Golf Channel, as will the John Deere. But, of course, the John Deere is still on network TV. So, just by pure volume, they're going to get the most coverage.
I wonder, without a television network, at least at the moment, how much attention will be paid now that even Brooks Koepka is going this week? Another defection. They're saying Bubba Watson may be the next one to go. He was in a promo. Johnny, I'll go back with you, and then Mickey can answer. How much attention, how much do you care about the LIV?
I'm very interested in it, but I wish it was on TV. I mean, I don't really want to go on Facebook to watch a golf tournament. So until they get TV coverage, they're really not going to be a huge player,
I don't know how many people are watching on their computer. I don't know how many hits they got, but the more people, Mickey, they get, I suspect the more people will be watching. I don't know if their field is that much better than the one in Silva, Illinois.
Well, it will be a little bit because, all these guys are saying they want to go to the LIV, or the ones that have gone want to go to the LIV so that they could control their schedule better and play less. But now they're going from where they pick what tournaments they play in to now they have to play in every tournament. So they're talking out of both sides of their mouth, as they have been for a long time. And I'm sure I'll click on it and see who's winning from time to time, but I'm not going to spend any time watching it. And to be honest, I have a lot more interest in the Scottish or the John Deere than I do it.
I still think it will come down to what the World Ranking Organization will do with the LIV. First of all, there's a period of time of adjustment that they have to be in existence before you can even count their points in the world rankings. If that organization accepts it, so that will be political. What will Augusta do? What will the RNA do? What will the USGA do? That's another thing. But if the LIV doesn't get their players in majors, that slows that down, don't you think, Mickey?
I do, yeah. If they don't get the official world golf ranking, which they're going to have to go to a 72-hole event, if they don't get that, we really don't know what Augusta National will do. But the other three, I feel, the points or the eligibility is going to come off that official world golf rankings. And these guys, they could try and qualify for the U.S. Open and the British Open and get in.
Right.
They're going to have to go all the way back to sectional because they're not on the PGA Tour to jump to the second round. So how many of them are going to want to do that?
It's the craziest thing. They actually went after the kid that won the Corn Ferry Tour event last week. He was a collegiate player who just got on that tour, and they offered him multi-millions of dollars to jump Johnny, and he said, my dream was to play on the PGA Tour and to be in majors. I commend that guy because it's a harder route to get into the PGA than it would have been for him now to go to the LIV.
Well, yeah, he's got his whole life in front of him, the whole future. So he's got multiple choices down the road. I think he did the right decision there.
I do too. All right, Mickey, tell me about the grand opening of the Grand Old Golf Course, Overton Park.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. We had a great day. We had the media press conference on Thursday evening. It was well received. We got a lot of folks there talking about the course, and the architect Rob Collins was there and talked about his relationship with George Cates, and it was really a good afternoon. And then we started off with Parks Dixon, who's been kind of the lead, after George. And he and Patrick Canale, the facility manager there at Overton, hit the inaugural shots off the first tee. And Parks used a hickory-shafted wood club, and it was just a really, really good opening. And then we had a lot of excitement around the next, 50 or so players that came out and played, and everybody just loved it. There's a good bit of construction debris around still that we're still finishing up, but you really didn't notice it on Friday for the grand opening. And I was just there a few minutes ago, and the first tee was lined up. There was a group or two groups on just about every hole, and that was at 9 o'clock this morning. So it's really good. The feedback has been fantastic. People are loving the golf course. We're seeing tons of pull carts, and of course we're not offering riding carts right now, which is not all so bad, and people are just having a big time.
I actually tried to play it on Monday, didn't realize it's closed for maintenance on Monday, and I commend you for that because you're trying to make sure this course really grows in the correct way. But I did walk around it a little bit, and it does look beautiful. I know my kids are playing it today, so I'll get a scouting report from them. But I am so impressed with the way this came off. When you were talking with some of these guys and they were talking about some of the old stories, give me a good story or two about the golf course or the OPO or even a particular hole.
Well, I think the one that you hear the most, and we hear from just about everybody we talk to that grew up playing it at Overton, is number 7. It is, they, for years, every time they would come play, the first tee ball went right into Lick Creek, and every time, right in. And finally, they got that shot, the one that they hit perfectly that flew over the creek, and they cleared it for the first time. So that's the story that we hear over and over and over. A little bit about, playing through the middle of number 2 or having to go over the trees or under the trees to get it on the green. So those are the ones that stand out. The biggest one, I was talking to, back when I was at Galloway, I was talking to a gentleman that had grew up in Memphis, and he was older, and he said at that time, you started at Overton and you learned to hit the ball, and you just hoped that you're going to be good enough that you could move over to Galloway. And so I always thought that was pretty funny that you would start at Overton and try to move over to Galloway, which at the time, was not the greatest of golf courses, but it was a bigger course, an 18-hole course. So those are some of the things that we hear just over and over from there at Overton.
Well, when it's all said and done, considering the work you're doing on Fox Meadows right now and Pine Hill and Audubon to follow, there's going to be like 5 or 6, and Whitehaven's already really good too. You're going to have 6 really great golf courses in Memphis City golf, no doubt about it. I do love that thing. I remember kids saying, because I've heard these stories over the year of when they began playing, they knew they had become a good player when they could hit it over the creek or the ditch, whatever you want to call it, on number 7. That's a great measuring stick. All right, let's make our picks. J-Mo, in his usual spot, gets to go. We got no world rankings in this because other than Webb Simpson, I don't think there's a top 50 guy here. So, J-Mo, who are you taking?
I'm going to start us off with JT Poston. Played well in the Travelers last week. He's played well in some smaller tournaments, smaller field, and he played, like I said, well last week, so I'm going to stick with JT Poston.
That's a good pick. I kind of like that. Mickey?
I'm going to go back with Scott Stallings. He made me a good bit of money a few weeks ago down in Texas, so ended Sunday with a 63 last week, and so I think he's playing well. This could be a good golf course for him.
Wow. Okay. You guys are giving me Webb Simpson. I just can't believe that. But I'll be glad to take that gift. Give me Webb. So, Johnny?
Okay. All right. Going to take a long shot here, going with David Lingmerth.
David Lingmerth. Wow. Now, that one I would not have figured.
Yeah.
All right. David Lingmerth. That's a
shot.
Shock on a lock. I love that. Okay. So, again, there's really no shock here. It's 2 picks. J-Mo, who's your second pick?
I am going to, this is an automatic for me, Mr. Quad Cities, Mr. John Deere Classic. I'm taking Zach Johnson.
Really?
He's great.
Zach Johnson?
That's his spot. That's where he loves. That's his hometown. That's where I'm going with Zach Johnson.
He's 80 years old.
It's worth it.
God. All right. Mickey.
Well, there is a reason that Jay and I are in the bottom. So I'm going to go with Sahith Theegala. He's playing awfully good. I maybe a lot of letdown, but I got to stay with him.
That is exactly who I was going to take. You've stolen him from me. But there's Adam Hadwin who's there, so I'm going to go with Adam Hadwin. And the final pick?
I'm going with Cam Davis.
Cam, that's a good pick. I like that. Cam Davis. This tournament I like because I think it's a pretty little golf course because of David Gossett. Zach Johnson owned it. Didn't Steve Stricker win it like 2 or 3 times too? There's been somebody else.
3 times. Yeah.
3 times. Yeah, I knew there was somebody else. And so and it's in my home state, so I have a good feeling about it. And usually the guy who wins it, not in the case of David Gossett, that was, I think, the only one he won. He finished second in a Buick. But usually guys go on to win other tournaments. So, a guy like JT Poston, I could see him really, this being a big step up for him. So JT Poston and Zach Johnson, the picks for J-Mo. Mickey, you got Scott Stallings and Sahith Theegala. I got Webb Simpson and Adam Hadwin. And Johnny, our leader, always thinking out of the box, goes with David Lingmerth and Cam Davis. Guys, thank you much. We're going to take next week off, but we'll be back the week after that.
Thanks, Dave.
Good deal. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Mickey. Makes me think back.
Yeah, congrats.
Yep.
Absolutely, Mickey. Congratulations on all that you've done, and especially the grand opening of Overton Park. Now it's going to get so crowded you can't get out, but that's a great problem to have. And, folks, you got to go and check it out. We've got to take a quick break. When we come back, we always finish Hump Day with our good friend from Action News 5, Jarvis Greer. Jarvis is right around the corner.
Get your afternoon started with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane and Sports 56 Grind Time. Weekdays from 1 to 3 on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for a fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
Hey, Jeff Allen, I'm ready to get my Kia on. What's happening over on Mount Moriah and Gossett Kia South?
Hey, I know the car business is crazy right now, but we got them on the lot ready to ride. I've got a 2022 Kia Forte LXS $210 a month, 2022 Kia Soul LX $223 a month, both 36-month lease and $27.99 due at signing. Plus 2022 Kia Sorento LX $315, 36-month lease and $34.99 due at signing.
And Jeff, your Kias are always equipped with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia, Mount Moriah.
2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com. All 36-month leases, $650 acquisition fee, $30,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage, 0 security deposit. Forte, $89.89, $848, MSRP $20,770. Sold in $78, $68, $67, MSRP $20,880. Sorrento, NG $128, $223, MSRP $31,980. Must finance through Kia plus tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 7/5/22. Dealer stock only. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
What is all over you? Is that barbecue sauce?
Yep. Grabbed a rack of ribs from Central Barbecue on the way in.
And what ate them in the car?
I was running kind of late.
Well, why not? I mean, if you're going to eat in the car while you drive, why not skip the sauce?
Can't skip the sauce, man. Even though Central Barbecue's slogan is smoke is our sauce, I still got to have at least one of their signature sauces.
I can't believe I'm going to ask this. Which sauce did you get?
All of them.
That was going to be my guess.
Yep. Alternated mild, hot, sweet heat, mustard, and vinegar. Took a few minutes, but totally worth it.
I thought you said you were running late.
That's why I was running late.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Now, back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Welcome back in. I listen to radio all the time. I love those commercials with Gabe on Central Barbecue. He and Dennis Philippi, they do such a good job. Always makes me laugh, even though I've heard it 100 times. I love that spot. I always love ending my hump day with Jarvis Greer from Action News 5. Jarvo, I was talking a little bit earlier about Ja, and I'd like your take. Ja says, we've got no rivals, not even Golden State. We only focus on ourselves. Don't you think we got a rivalry right now with the Warriors?
Well, I think it's definitely building. I mean, there was a great series. They got a lot of good back and forth after the series, and after the Warriors won the championship, with Klay Thompson spouting off about, Jaren Jackson Jr. and the strength in numbers deal. That just makes for good sports hate, and and it's appropriate. And I think that being, first of all, with Memphis name being there on the forefront of the Golden State Warriors, that's something to shout out about right there. And then the fans will definitely get a whole lot out of it. Like we went to San Francisco, for the series out there, and their fans, they were trying to do what they do. It's a much more quiet crowd because they're kind of used to being in the spotlight. Even though they've been out of it for a couple of years, after Klay got hurt and all that business, but they were trying to whoop that trick in Game 6. It was a weak effort, but it's sports hate there, and I think there's definitely a rivalry between these.
Well, and don't forget, Memphis knocked them out of the playoffs by beating them in San Francisco in the play-in. And who would you rather hate than Draymond Green with all of his crazy antics? So I think we've got one. Hey, Ja's up, for some ESPYs, and
two of them.
The posterizing dunk, right, is the one that everybody remembers when he went over Malik Beasley in the playoff games in Minnesota. Now that was
when I first
impressive.
saw it, when I first saw that, I thought they were talking about the one he just totally took Jakob Poeltl's soul from San Antonio, and that game he had 52 points. But that dunk over Malik Beasley, that just sucked that was like a vacuum, sucked the air out of the arena, and then it came back. It's like when you're a kid and you're gonna cry, but you get hit and you're gonna cry, but that cry doesn't come out until a couple of minutes later. That was what that was like. That thing went through there so hard that everybody was, it's like that kind of moment. And that's up, and that might have a chance to win. Now, it's some pretty stiff competition, but it might have a chance to win. And he's also up for best breakthrough athlete, which is, you saw his average go from 20 points to 28.
Yeah.
And it was just a tremendous year for John Morant.
They got a category play of the year. I don't know if this play is in it. To me, it was the best play I saw all year in any sport. And that was, I can't even remember the game, but I know they're going left to right. They're going left to right on your radio dial. And there's a pass to Ja. Yep. I think it is from Desmond Bain.
No, it's from Steven Adams. Steven Adams.
Oh, from Steven Adams. That's right.
Yeah, that was against the Spurs. That was that same game he had that big dunk against Jakob Poeltl. And it was right before the buzzer. And Steven Adams standing under the goal on the opposite end of the court threw a baseball pass, literally length of the court that Ja caught right inside. Yep, 94 feet. He caught it right inside the baseball, right inside the baseline, and in the corner between the baseline and the sideline in front of the Grizz bench. And in one motion, threw it at the bucket, and it went in at the buzzer. It was just incredible. It was just incredible.
He's falling out of bounds. And you're right. He goes up in the air, makes the catch, hangs in the air, falls out of bounds, releases the ball. It goes in. First of all, to make that connection 94 feet away, to be up in the air to catch and shoot, falling out of bounds, and it goes through, I don't think you can beat that play.
That is just, it's just incredible. So many things have to go right. And it was against good defense, too. John went up like a wide receiver over the top of the defensive back, made the catch, and then on his way down, threw it up there, and it goes nothing but net. I mean, you can't even call that. You can't even make a commercial out of that. That was just that was just incredible play. We were there
really
that
was.
night, play, and that was just something. That and that dunk though against Beasley. I'm like, I don't even know how Beasley still can show his face in public after that. That was just incredible. But you're gonna get dunked on. If you play in the league,
somebody came down. Yeah, somebody came. I don't know if it was Beasley, but didn't somebody then dunk on Ja later in that series? I can't remember who it was. But
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know if it was Poole or somebody got a dunk off it. It was nothing like that. Nothing compares to that.
No,
so we'll see.
No.
And fans can vote too. You can go to our website, actionnews5.com. And look that up. Look on that story and vote that way, or not ESPN. Yeah, ESPN.com. That's where it is because it's an ESPY. But the ESPYs are July 20th, and fan voting ends on July 17th. So you got a chance to vote for that.
I like that. Speaking, since you mentioned Action News 5, you guys got a new guy. You've replaced Cassie Carlson. This guy might be the guy that replaces Jarvis Greer because you're leaving in December.
Yep, I am.
And he was down to cover the Ole Miss welcome of Mike Bianco. And how about Mike Bianco going from just about fired to National Coach of the Year?
Yeah, that's like he gets the last laugh out of that deal, doesn't he? Matt Infield is the guy that we brought in, by the way, and he's a definite up and comer, very, very good talent, a very hard worker. And if you're going to lose Cassie Carlson, who went home to Chicago, your old stomping grounds days, then she gets to go home into a very big market, and of course she definitely deserves it. But Matt comes in from Wisconsin, and he covered the Packers and he covered the Bucks and all things Milwaukee, and so he comes in ready to go. So he's hit the ground running already. That's for sure. So we're ready to have fun, and rock and roll with him. And of course, Mike Bianco, man, what a story! They were 7-14 at one point during the year, and I think they started the year ranked number 1, didn't they? And
they did, and that quickly went away.
Evaporated. Yeah, it evaporated, but they got off the deck. They were the last team to get into the regionals, and they ended up being the last team standing with a sweep over Oklahoma in the College World Series. So congratulations to Mike Bianco. And he really got them going. I mean, they've had a good program down there for a while, but he really, that's not. He was Coach of the Year in 2020 too by collegiate baseball. So he's got them rocking and rolling down there.
You go back to like the final 3 teams; they were all going to be SEC, right? You had Arkansas, Oklahoma, and you had Ole Miss. Obviously, those 3.
Ole Miss,
and Oklahoma and Texas also. You had 4 teams, or was it 5 in the final 8? No, 4, and then
5.
you add Oklahoma and Texas.
4, yeah.
That's 6.
Mm-hmm. I think the SEC was the first league to really just throw big oodles and goodles of money that they have into baseball, and it's really worked out for them. Because just about every school has an AutoZone park sitting in its backyard for its baseball team, and which is incredible. I mean, that is absolutely incredible. Take a sport where you don't even have full complement of scholarships. Where you get 17 and a half or some sort of 14 and a half scholarship, and which is crazy. You get to have 65 people on scholarship in football, 15 in basketball. And so, they've taken that, and now they pack, a lot of those places pack them out every game. And, that's what you get when you do that. They're spending the money and they're getting the results.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Speaking of results, Penny Hardaway has done it again. I started the show talking a little bit about the age. Memphis is going to have one of the oldest teams. Well, it'll be the oldest team in 11 years. Jason Munns did a great story on all of that. And Penny has put together a heck of a coaching staff again. Frank Haith and the addition of Faraji Phillips, who really has earned a chance to become a big-time assistant, considering he went and took 2 high school programs, the program at Mitchell and won a state title, then moved down the street and went to Whitehaven and won a state championship at Whitehaven. I mean, you can't get any better than that.
No, definitely. And then he caught the eye of Vanderbilt. They took him there with, they were trying to get, one of his best players who ended up going to Ole Miss. But, you do what you do, what you can do to try to get players. But he still did a good job up there in 3 years. And so now, and it's a mutual respect thing between Penny and Faraji, because they coached against each other when Penny was at East. And
they beat him in
Faraji
a state championship game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, they know they know pretty much everything there is to know about each other. It's not that they got to vet, do a whole vetting process, because they came up through the ranks, and Penny's got someone on his staff now that, knows how he likes to do and what he likes to do, and is willing to, put that into motion. So I think it's a good fit. If you're going to move somebody up, he's a good one to move up and move into that seat on the bench next to him.
And pretty much now we got to wait on Hansel Emmanuel, the one-arm YouTube sensation, and I guess Imani Bates. Bates is Kansas saying they're talking, and Penny says they're not. So I don't know.
I think it's a smokescreen. That is my opinion. Now, the opinions on this program are not the responsibility. Anyway, it's my opinion. I think it's a smokescreen. I think they're definitely looking at it. And Eastern Michigan and Louisville are his only real suitors here as we come down the stretch. And I think it just makes sense. He's had a chance to be humbled. Now it's all in whether or not they can deal with the dad. If they could get that worked out with the dad, look,
bingo.
This is my kid.
I agree with that.
He's on my team. I'm going to coach him the way I see fit. They can get that deal worked out. I think they'll have something going because he gives Memphis tremendous upside and also helps the player out in his quest to get to the NBA. He really could be a senior in high school this year.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's very true. He could be if he had gone strictly by age. Hey, I want you to enjoy the 4th of July. We're going to take next week off, but then we'll pick it back up.
Sounds good. All right,
Thank
Dave.
you.
Have a
All
good
right. That's Jarvis Greer, and that'll do it for us. This portion of the show, Jarvis Greer, brought to you by Miramichi. What a day to go play Miramichi. 12 minutes away from downtown, just right up 51 to Woodstock. And there you will see 330 acres of natural beauty. The back nine, like walk in the woods with a meandering stream. You want to test? How about 7,400 yards of championship golf? Or you can play it at 6,300. You want to move way up, you can play it at about $5,500. So there, you play golf today, and you're a senior. $33. And, of course, every round of golf always includes the cart and range balls. Hit as many as you want. They're all complimentary and the best practice facilities around. After the round, go to the terrace, take a look at 9 and 18. It's the best view in Shelby County. You can't beat the experience of golf at Miramichi. I am off tomorrow. J-Mo takes over for that, and then on Friday we will be back in studio. Thank you, folks. Johnny Radio is next. Have a great day, everyone.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic